Abandoned buildings have always held an eerie fascination for those brave enough to explore their decaying halls. Often shrouded in mystery and whispered tales of the past, these structures become the perfect setting for chilling horror stories. Here are 3 true accounts of encounters with the unknown in abandoned buildings, each more terrifying than the last. Nestled in the heart of a small town, the house on Maple Street stood as a silent sentinel to the past. Its windows were broken, its paint faded, and its doors hung on rusty hinges. For years, the locals whispered of strange happenings within its walls, but none dared to venture inside. That is until a group of friends, led by the curious and foolhardy Mark, decided to investigate one moonlit night. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they crept through the overgrown garden and pushed open the creaking door. Inside, the air was heavy with dust and the scent of decay. As they explored the dimly lit rooms, they stumbled upon relics of the past: a child's toy, a faded photograph, a rusted crib. But their sense of adventure soon turned to dread when they heard a faint whimpering coming from the basement. Ignoring the warning signs, they descended into the darkness, their footsteps echoing against the cold stone walls. What they found there would haunt them forever: a room filled with cages, chains, and the tortured souls of those who had been forgotten. But the horror didn't end there. As they tried to flee, they realized the house itself was alive, its walls shifting and pulsating like a living creature. They barely escaped with their lives, but the nightmares that followed would never let them forget the house on Maple Street. In the heart of the countryside, surrounded by overgrown fields and gnarled trees, stood the abandoned Asylum of Lost Souls. Once a place of refuge for the troubled and the forgotten, it had long since fallen into disrepair, its halls now haunted by the echoes of the past. Determined to uncover its secrets, a team of urban explorers ventured into its decaying corridors one fateful night. Armed with cameras and a sense of trepidation, they delved deeper into the darkness, their footsteps muffled by the thick layer of dust that coated the floor. As they wandered through the labyrinthine halls, they stumbled upon evidence of the asylum's grim history: straitjackets strewn across the floor, empty beds with restraints still attached, and graffiti scrawled on the walls by those who had come before. But it was what they found in the basement that chilled them to the bone: a series of small, padded cells, each containing a solitary chair and a single window through which no light could penetrate. And in one of those cells, they found a diary, its pages filled with the anguished scribblings of a former inmate. As they read the words aloud, they felt a presence watching them from the shadows, a malevolent force that seemed to feed on their fear. And when they tried to leave, they found the doors locked tight, trapping them inside with the ghosts of the asylum's past. It was only through sheer luck and determination that they managed to escape, but the nightmares that plagued them afterward would never let them forget the Asylum of Lost Souls. High on a hill overlooking the city, the abandoned factory of despair loomed like a dark cloud on the horizon. Once a bustling hub of industry, it had long since been abandoned, its once bustling halls now silent and still. But as 3 friends soon discovered, there was more to the factory than met the eye. Intrigued by rumors of strange happenings within its walls, they ventured inside one rainy afternoon, their footsteps echoing against the empty corridors. As they explored the vast expanse of the factory floor, they stumbled upon evidence of its grim past: machines rusted beyond repair, broken glass littering the ground, and ominous stains that seemed to seep from the walls themselves. But it was what they found in the bowels of the building that would haunt them forever: a series of underground tunnels, stretching like a labyrinth beneath the factory floor. And within those tunnels lurked something ancient and evil, something that hungered for the souls of the living. As they delved deeper into the darkness, they found themselves pursued by unseen forces, their footsteps echoing against the damp stone walls. And when they finally reached the heart of the labyrinth, they found themselves face to face with a horror beyond imagining: a creature of shadow and bone, its eyes burning with malice as it reached out to claim them. But just as all hope seemed lost, they stumbled upon a forgotten exit, a narrow passage leading out into the light of day. And as they emerged from the depths of the factory, they vowed never to return, lest they become its next victims. Abandoned buildings hold within them the echoes of the past, each one a silent witness to the horrors that once occurred within their walls. But for those brave enough to explore their decaying halls, they offer a glimpse into a world beyond our own, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs and the true meaning of terror awaits.